home, I got in the door and I meant to pause the video, but instead I accidentally stopped it. And oh my god, I don't know why I'm being so weird. Yeah, I I feel yeah, I guess I just feel really overwhelmed and tired, and I think it's just that as much as I know, like, I should be doing this, like, I should share the journey because, just so few people share their lipedema journey. Um, it feels really, it feels awkward, I guess. I know that I should be sharing my lipedema journey, but I know it puts me like under a microscope, and sometimes that's just a lot, right? Everything I've been talking about, like, this is just a lot. My perimenopause uh, symptoms like returned in the past few months, so they're of course coinciding with my bandaging and the compression therapy. And it's like I'm fortunate that I don't have like the full on like night sweats and hot flashes that so many other women talk about. But like overheating is definitely a real issue these days, and I get overheated like so much easier. Just being in the kitchen and making a meal, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, like how hot is it in here?" And I look at the thermostat and it's 70 and I'm like, I feel like it's 80, 90 degrees in here, and I'm like, I'm sweating. So I've got that type of thing happening. And so compression bandages for especially for the whole decongestion phase. I am supposed to keep these on, and I'm compliant. I'm a compliant patient. I'm going to do whatever I need to do. So I have to do my best to keep these on and not take showers. And we're talking about like months, you guys. Like, because I need to do at least 8 weeks, but my case is advanced. So there's a good chance that I'm going to have to go beyond the 8 weeks to keep, working on getting the fluid reduced. And like my options for taking showers, it's like putting a garbage bag like around my whole like bottom half of my body, and I don't know, maybe like tucking a towel around there to help just make sure that none of the bandages are getting wet, and then I can wash like my upper body and take a shower with my wash my hair. Like, it's just it's a lot. It's like, yeah, there's just all this overwhelming stuff. And I think I think lately what's just really getting to me are the comments about like me being mentally ill. Like, I don't know. So it feels like anything I say or do is just going to be like read, through this lens of like, oh, well, Shannon Ashley, she's just mentally ill, she's got issues and all of this kinds of stuff. And it's like, I mean, I don't even like I'm at a point where like I don't even know like how mentally ill I actually am. Like, when you've dealt with an illness for 30 years, right? So I turned 39 this summer. I've dealt with this since I was 12, right? So almost 30 years. And oh wait, oh guys, yeah, math is hard for me, but yeah. So I've dealt with this for only almost 30 years with like, doctors like telling me it's in my head. Um, you just need to lose weight, you just need to exercise, you just need to, do this and this and this. And you not knowing for most of my life that I have a disease. It's called lipedema. And just to continuously be told that like you are lazy, you are like damaging your body, like you are good for nothing, just like to be told things like that for so long, and to live in a world where, if you have unusually large legs as a woman, like I don't know a whole lot of women who like get through that unscathed. You know, it if I'd known as a teen that it was lipedema, I think like I could have gotten to that point where I'd recognize like, oh, this isn't my fault. Like I'm going to keep doing the things that I want to do. I'm going to go to the swimming pool. I'm going to play sports. I'm not going to let people hassle me about these things. But not knowing that, and with it always being, labeled like my fault and something that I wasn't doing right, and basically at that point in my life it was like I wasn't starving myself enough. That was the whole thing. It's like that is just so psychologically damaging. And you'll hear lipedema experts and doctors, like especially over in Germany, where they've done tons of research and they've been treating lipedema with liposuction for many years. They like will speak to this, and they will say like when it comes to like you know like the extreme psychological distress of a lipedema patient, we're not bringing mental illness to the table. Like the lipedema is bringing mental illness to us. And I don't know why that's so hard for so many people to like wrap their mind around, but it is. So yes, rambling videos because there's a lot that I want to update and say. There's a lot that I haven't been able to finish um, on my tablet, and writing wise and just like email wise, trying to get these like my newsletters, trying to get my newsletters out um with like information, and second guessing myself about the information that I include, like, oh, like who really cares? Like there's just so many like conflicting thoughts and head games and just overwhelm that comes with all of this. And I don't mean that to say that any of this is hopeless. I don't mean that to say that oh poor me, my life is harder than other people's. Like, no, like we all have hard things in our lives, right? We all have challenges. Many of us have different health concerns and issues where we're not getting the care that we need. And, it's okay to care about multiple things at the same time. And it's okay to, like take care of yourself when you need to too. For me, like the reality is that I'm a single mom. I have my daughter Sophie. Like there's just there's only so much that she can help with, and she did. This morning she helped me put the outdoor socks on my feet, and last night she took them off of my feet. And I mean, I don't know like a lot of things that are like humbling in that respect, when you have to ask your first grader to help you with your socks because you're going through this. um we all go through hard things. And for my daughter, part of the hard things that she goes through is this, having a mom with lipedema. And I don't like the way that things have been going for her, for us, because I want to be able to be there. I want to take her to the farm again. I want to go on like outings and things. And the way that my mobility is at this point, like I can't do all of those things. I get too worn out, I'm too exhausted, I'm in too much pain. And it's just really unfortunate that we live in this society where talking about these issues can just bring like such swift judgment and bullying and just snide comments about how, you know, if they had this illness, they'd handle it so much better than me. You know, unfortunately, we can do the best that we can do with what we have. And this is where I'm at right now. This is me trying to do better. This is me, actually trying to take up space and advocate for myself. I need better health care, that I need these surgeries. I won't be able to take care of my daughter if I can't, have the surgeries. And I've had people that are like, maybe it's time to send Sophie to her dad's. And I'm like, oh, people, like, you can't send your kid with a parent who doesn't like put any of their kids, before themselves, right? Like, yeah. So that's like a whole other can of worms. Um, Sophie and I are in a unique position, I guess, compared to, some other single moms out there. Her dad has minimal involvement, and he's living a different life. Like, I don't know. There's a lot I could say about it, but I want to be wise about, what I'm saying, and I don't want to be misinterpreted. But, I have sole custody of my daughter, and I have sole custody for a reason, you know. So, I don't know, you guys. I know that this is just like a battle that I have to get through. So I'm just taking it one day at a time. And I'm grateful that the whole world doesn't think that I'm crazy, and that I do have supporters, and that I have people who care, and that we are like slowly raising awareness about a devastating illness. Because nobody should have to suffer through lipedema without getting the care that they need. And that's what all of this is about.